Santa that shops early really gets to enjoy the holidays. So welcome in, take advantage of all the savings this weekend. What we have for you this hour is something that could be life-changing. We've got a lot of great products at HSN, but this is the longest running fitness product at HSN that has consistently been a customer pick. If you are dealing with back pain, this could change your life. Or if you know somebody that is, this could be the best gift ever this holiday season. What is it? It is the Teeter FitSpine X3 Inversion Table. Now, inversion is nothing new, but Roger Teeter and his family, and this is a family-owned business, have been doing this for so long and have created a bed, an inversion table that is unlike any other. First of all, it's one of the only ones, or the only one that comes pretty much fully assembled. It's the only one that is an FDA cleared and registered Class 1 medical device. What does that mean to you? If you are suffering from debilitating back pain, if you are craving, praying for some sort of relief, listen to this. Indications for use. This is a product that is indicated for back pain, sciatica, spinal degenerative joint disorder, spinal curvature due to tight muscles, muscle tension. This is not just with people or for people with problematic backs. I mean, this is an everyday stress reliever that also has many benefits, even improves your posture. And today, while Roger Teeter is visiting, at the end of the day, this is pretty much the lowest price, okay? Everywhere else it goes for $450. Today we're at an entry-level price, if you've been wanting this forever, entry-level price, but you've got the new and upgraded FitSpine. So all the luxury features and upgrades that you could ever imagine. Now, of course, we have FlexPay, make it really easy to get home. It is free shipping and handling, $120 off the HSN price. So stay with me this hour. This could be a life-changing hour for you. Remember, we have extended holiday returns, so if this is that something special for somebody whose life has changed due to back pain and tension and muscular aches, you have until the end of January to return if you're not 100% satisfied. So take a listen to Horace. He is one of our most powerful testimonials, and stay with us this hour as we introduce Roger Teeter and the legendary FitSpine. Take a listen to this.
I was always an active person. I've always been physical. To have that come to a screeching halt was something I really couldn't live with. Physically, mentally, and emotionally, I was totally a grumpy old man. When I got my Teeter, that's when it all changed for me. And the more I worked my back, the more relief my back gave me. And that's when I knew that this machine really works. It's so simple and yet so effective. If it wasn't for the Teeter, I wouldn't be the person I am today. It put the smile back on my face. If I was face to face with Roger Teeter, I would cry like a baby, because what he gave me was my life back. And I thank him. I thank him for that.
You can just tell me in person.
Oh, God. Thank you, sir. I didn't know you were going to be here.
I love my job, and it's because of testimonies like yours. I wrecked my back, and inversion changed my life. This is not a gimmick. We're not just selling product. We're selling a changed lifestyle.
Yes.
So many people have written off their ability to move freely because of old age. No, it's the long-term effects of gravity combined with lifestyle, posture, and a whole lot of other things. Teeter's a way to fight back against that.
I can't thank you enough.
In as little as 3 to 5 minutes a day. That's all you have to do. That's not a big sacrifice. Couple of times a week, do it every day if you want. This product could change your life. You don't have to keep reaching for the medicine cabinet. It is something that's been around forever and ever. And today we've got that low price, the 5 flex for a couple of massages. That's what you'd pay for a couple of massages. Now you can have something in the comfort of your home. So let's introduce the man of the hour. This is a life-changing product, and Roger Teeter, we are so happy to have you back this holiday season. We love you. You're an inspiration. What a great opportunity today.
Thanks, Leslie. You know, your point about don't reach for the medicine cabinet, you know, that's the most common way people deal with back pain. They deal with the symptoms. Your back's still screaming. You just can't hear it. What good is that? You know, Teeter is a way of dealing with back pain at the source naturally in just that 3 to 5 minutes.
And Roger, what's interesting here is that we are getting in at an entry-level price, but this is all the upgrades. So normally people would have to pay extra for all the great upgrades on this table. We're getting them all included today. So let's start with this, because you and I have often talked about how inversion is not something you created. It's not something you invented. In fact, it's been used for many, many years. Even the military uses inversion therapy, right?
Absolutely. In fact, it was invented by Hippocrates 400 BC. You can see the machine that Hippocrates created to clamp the Greeks by their ankles and hold them upside down to give them that temporary relief of back pain. And the reason they had back pain is the same reason we do today. And every successful society has had the problem because of too much sitting, weak muscles, and stress. And what are we doing today? More than ever, you know, with our restricted movement, we're sitting. Sitting is kind of like the new smoking almost. You're going to find out from studies going forward that we're going to show you is that the loads in your back sitting can be up to 2.5 times the loads of standing. You just don't feel it. And those loads over a long time can cause pain and misery. And yes, the U.S. Army uses it. We'll get into that a little bit later. But this is you inverting. The first thing you're going to notice is those stressed out muscles throughout the back, the tension running out your fingertips. And as you relax, you will elongate 1 to 2 inches. Look at that spine straightening out. Here's the big deal. You got a herniated disc, pinched nerve, degenerative joint disease, which, by the way, is same as osteoarthritis. Take the pressure off. And very important, is that when you decompress those discs, not only do they realign themselves, but they absorb moisture from surrounding fluid. That is how they get their nourishment. They're avascular, so they don't have a blood supply. And they get their nutrition by absorbing moisture when they're under low pressure. When they're under high pressure, like you sitting or standing, they actually lose moisture during the day. They rehydrate at night, but slowly, because the pressure in your disc is actually about 25% of standing body weight because of the ligaments and muscles that encase the spine while you're sleeping. Teeter allows you to take the pressure in your disc to at or near zero, greatly increase the rate of hydration, which is how they are rejuvenated and how they're kept youthful and supple, so that you can have youthful flexibility even into your retirement years.
And that's just it too. This is not a little, product you buy on a whim. I mean, this is an FDA registered Class 1 medical device. We've got 2 pages of all of the reasons the FDA actually indicates this inversion table. And Roger, you can take us through that, but I know that the very reason you created it was because you lived it.
I lived it, man. I wrecked my back. I'll tell my story. It's a little bit later, but this is what FDA said Teeter is indicated for. Again, it's a Class 1 medical device. FDA cleared us as a Class 1 medical device only 2 years ago. And they said Teeter is indicated for back pain, sciatica, that's a pinched nerve, spinal degenerative joint disease, that is the same as osteoarthritis, just a different name, spinal curvature due to tight muscles, muscle tension, and then there's a whole nother plate that involves herniated discs, degenerative disc disease, spinal stenosis, facet syndrome, and muscle spasm. Teeter deals with all 10 of those things because it gives relief 4 different ways. As you saw in that animation, first of all, it relaxes all the muscles of the back, it stretches and relaxes them. It decompresses the spine so that it can naturally realign itself if it's out of alignment. It helps those discs to rehydrate. And yes, if you got a pinched nerve, herniated disc, degenerative joint disease, it takes the pressure off. Less pressure is less pain, and does all that without any pills, and it does it in 3 to 5 minutes. In your own home. In fact, it's almost instantaneous. A pill even takes half an hour to work. This is like 2 or 3 minutes. As soon as you relax and you elongate that 1 to 2 inches, that relief is showing up.
And so, yes, if you have back pain and you're dealing with it, you know who you are. I've watched my mother sometimes be stuck in bed for days because she cannot move. That's how bad her back hurts, right? You may be living that, right? Very, very much right now. If you are living in that back pain, guess what? Your life, the quality of your life is diminished. You can't play with your grandchildren. You can't enjoy the holidays. You can barely sit at your desk. You can barely sit at a dinner table with Thanksgiving coming up. But this has a long list of benefits as well. So Roger, it's relaxing. It's going ahead and stretching your back and those achy muscles. And this price is really a great opportunity because normally everywhere else it's $450. And when Roger is not visiting, right? Well, visiting on our chat, face-to-face chat, the price goes back up. So everywhere else $450. Today we're at $329. It's a customer pick. Roger, it's our longest living fitness product here at HSN and consistently a customer favorite. And yours is different. And I do want to talk about that. But first, let's watch this testimonial because you've got doctors, you've got neurologists, we've got so many studies we've got to get through this hour. You're going to learn so much. We want you to make that educated purchase. Take a listen to the good doctor. Come right back. We're going to tell you more.
So when you decompress, there is a lengthening of the spine. And by doing so, with a greater disc height, you've got more room for the nerves. There's less compression with the facet joints. And the spine is just much happier.
For the past 53 years, I've been a neurosurgeon with a major interest in chronic pain and dealing with many patients with back pain. Most patients tell me if they use their Teeter inversion table on a regular basis, they simply feel much better. No one has to do anything to you, and I think it's a very natural way to deal with the problem.
Very natural way of dealing with the problem. We're not putting a Band-Aid on it and hoping that it goes away. You're actually dealing with it at its source, right, Roger?
Absolutely. You know, and I want to give a shout out to Donlin Long, Dr. Donlin Long, you just heard from. I am so honored because he is internationally famous. He was the head of neurosurgery at one of the largest universities in the United States for 35 years. He uses the Teeter personally and uses it in his practice, which includes clients from literally all over the world, not just the United States.
Take us on a tour. Take us on a tour of the machine.
Okay, let's take it on a tour. First of all, you know, because a lot of people are concerned about space, let's see that it does fold up in just a couple of seconds. You know, goes behind a couch or in a closet, springs into action in just a couple of seconds. While we're going through this, I want to point out, and we can go through it in more detail later, but it's 85% assembled. This all-important part with all these small parts, fully assembled out of the box. The bed's fully assembled. The A-frame's fully assembled. The only thing you really have to put on are these oversized handles, 3 machine screws, and a bolt. Your height in inches is on the main shaft, both inches and centimeters, from 4'8" to 6'6". We have the Comfort Dial foot platform. This is for smaller shoes, bigger shoes, and these ergonomically shaped foot supports, ankle supports are really comfortable. There's a structural backing here, that black that you see, and then a 1/2 inch of foam that is ergonomically shaped and rotates to fit your ankle. The biggest upgrade on the table is this easy reach handle with its micro adjustments. This was actually developed for our clinical use, and it is extremely comfortable. The reason we have a whole new name this year, the FitSpine, new look, new colors, is because we've completely re-engineered the bed to make it more comfortable. You know, a lot of people said, we just love your table. We're listening to you on HSN, and they say, I love your table, but I wish it was more comfortable. Mm-hmm. You cannot put foam on an inversion table because it interferes with the main function of an inversion table, which is decompression. Mm-hmm. If you have foam, you sink into the foam, and you don't elongate. You need a smooth, engineered decompression surface. What we've done is re-engineer the bed, lift it off the A-frame by about 3.5 inches, and it's actually floating on 8 suspension points. So I don't think you can see this, but as I push on it with my knee, you can sink in even an 1.5 inches. The bed is like a hammock, suspended on these 8 rubber ball bearings for floating. Lumbar bridge, it can be put in any one of these positions at different angles and height. I like to set it really low, and then it kind of catches your butt and squares your hips before compression, just the way a doctor, chiropractor would adjust your your legs to check your hip location. These acupressure nodes, there's 8 of them, 2 of each of 4 sizes. There's little wing nuts that allow you to lock them in any one of these slots. These are the thumbs that you'd like to have to press on those knots in your back, or just as a massage thing. Traction handles, my favorite upgrade. If you can use the easy angle tether strap and stop yourself at any angle you're comfortable with. If you're using the strap, you can stop it at this angle. But let's say you've got a herniated disc or you've got a pinched nerve and you know you need more decompression, but you just don't feel comfortable going to a greater angle. Then you can use these handles and push and use arm power to further decompress your body as though you were in full inversion. You know, so you set it. It's 3 easy steps. Set it on your height. The last number you can see is your height. Put the easy angle tether strap on. Now, I am leaving that off. And then lock your ankles and then lay back and relax. The idea is that this pivot point is at the center of your mass and you control it by just shifting a little weight. It's a teeter-totter.
Right.
You know, it's that way it's actually working. So this table is rotating on the weight shift of one arm. You can also bend your knees a little bit. Any way that you shift weight from one side to the other, you have control. Now, if this seems kind of scary, Leslie, that's what these oversized handles are for. You can walk yourself back. You have total control over the angle you're at. Benefits start right here. And again, you can use the traction handles that push and elongate your body as though you were in full inversion, or you can just take the strap off and work up to this angle.
You work up to it, right? Absolutely, and I love that you put that tether strap in there because, Roger, what's really interesting and a lot of people are surprised to know is that you don't have to do the full inversion to reap the benefits, right?
Absolutely not. The idea, the greater the angle, the greater the stretch. That's true. And it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for stress relief, for example, which, by the way, is the #2 reason that people buy it, stress relief, you really only have to go back to a very shallow angle, like this angle right here. It clears the mind, gets rid of stress, and you're improving posture, helping to improve flexibility, and stretching and relaxing at the same time.
I gotta tell you, I want whatever you're having. I think our customers do too. I wanna take an opportunity to invite our customers to call in. If you've bought the Teeter FitSpine before, would you tell us how it's changed your life? Call in. There are a lot of people watching right now that are praying that some miracle happens, that they can get just some sort of relief. Give us a call. Our testimonial line is open for you. 1-866-376-8255 is the number to call. We are live simulcasting on our Facebook page as well, so we are monitoring that if you have any questions for Roger. But I gotta tell you, normally this is $450. Everywhere else, it's $450. Today, while we're doing our Slay the Days, Slay the Sale weekend, you gotta come on in and pick it up at this price because today we're at $329. We do have the 5 flex pay, which means that at what, $2 and change a day, that's all you're gonna pay for the next 5 months, and you are going to see a world of difference and benefits and relaxation, all that stuff we're all begging for these days, right? One other point I'd like to make is that it is on free shipping and handling, and that alone is like over $40 savings, typically 43 to be exact, says Rocky. You know, to save that money in the shipping alone, that's a big deal. So let me show you everything you're going to get. You'll be getting your FitSpine at an entry-level price. You're getting the upgraded with all the bells and whistles, all the new upgrades that come included. Typically you pay more for those. Those are coming included today at that entry-level price. So you get your inversion table, you're getting your lumbar bridge accessory, you're getting 8 of your acupressure nodes, so 4 pairs in 3 pairs. Yes, no, 4 pairs. I'm like, I think we're missing here a pair. But in those varied sizes, so as Roger said, it's like somebody's taking their thumb and digging it into that knot to release that tension and that pain that you've got in those muscles. You're also getting a great little DVD with 7 routines that were created by a certified physical therapist. And remember, this one is the only one FDA registered Class 1 medical device. This is the only one that comes 85% assembled, because a lot of times you'll look at something like this and you'll be like, I just don't want to build it, right? It's coming 85% assembled. This one is UL certified for safety. And I don't know about you, but if I'm gonna hang by my ankles, it better be tested for safety. So Roger, lots of things we wanna talk about, but I wanna show that Nachemson study because that's a big deal. It's really impressive. It gets me every time. And then you can walk us through it. Let's watch.
Yeah, this study was done at Gothenburg University in Sweden a number of years ago. You're gonna see a bright light in a second, and that's the location of a surgically implanted pressure sensor. The pressure reading is in the upper right-hand corner. It's kind of a baseline of 100% for each individual. There's a lot of people in the study. And then once they have their baseline established, they went and moved to different body positions to see how the pressure changed. Bend over, it doubles. But you knew that. You have to be careful bending over. Did you know that? 50% higher load in good posture. You ready for the recipe for back pain? There it is. 2.5 times the loads of standing. You have dumped the weight on your spine, taking it off your muscles. You say, I'm gonna take a load off and sit down. You take a load off your muscles and dump it on your back. That last 25% goes to bed with you. It's not caused by gravity in this case. It's caused by the construction of the spine. The spine has hundreds and hundreds of ligaments. There they are, and it has 140 muscles in 4 layers. They stabilize the spine, but hold it in background compression like rubber bands. The only way to overcome those rubber bands, and those are very strong, and decompress the spine, as you saw, and cause the disc to rehydrate, the spine to straighten out, to realign itself, and take the pressure off those pinched nerves or inflamed joints, you need to pull traction equal to 60% of your body weight, and there's no practical way to do that except, say, clamping your ankles and holding your upside down. I want to talk about every kind of activity that there is almost. Aerobic, anaerobic, Pilates, even yoga headstands. Almost anything you do is compressive. A yoga headstand, you're upside down, but you're being supported by your shoulders or your arms. Gravity is still compressing you.
That's right.
The only way to decompress is clamp the ankles and lean back and let gravity actually elongate the body, open those joints out and give them a break that they do not see any other way. And that's the way you keep youthful flexibility, youthful function, and you can do that even into your retirement years.
Oh, come on in and give us a call. I know Larry is on our Facebook page, says he bought one. It's amazing, he loves it, it's awesome. I know Jacqueline wants you to show us, Roger, how it folds up for easy storage, because that's a big thing on everybody's mind. And Jacqueline, we'll show you how it really gets compact. So yes, you can actually bring it out or keep it in a closet or keep it behind, a piece of furniture if you'd like. I want to remind all our customers that if you are shopping for the very first time with us, you only have to pay that first $65.99 today. Flex pays for everybody that shops with us. So on any debit card, any credit card, you can take your purchase and break it down into monthly payments. Those are interest-free. You only pay per month, and you're essentially at $2 and change a day for this unbelievable relief, this unbelievable stretching and decompression, and this just this wonderful way to get rid of the day's tensions. And the more and more you use it, and remember, it's not a huge commitment. Nobody's got time for that. This is 3 to 5 minutes a day. Roger, that's a small, tiny thing to ask of our customer. But the relief and the benefits, I mean, that goes on forever. You're a perfect testimonial.
Yeah, it's freedom. It's freedom to have a life. And talking about my testimony, Lisa, I wrecked my back, Leslie, I wrecked my back 45 years ago. And when I say wrecked, I mean on worse days, I couldn't even get out of bed. I had to crawl hands and knees into the shower to get hot water in my back just to stand up. I tried everything to get relief. That problem went on for 5 years because it was really my job that was causing the problem. And I loved my job, and I just didn't want to quit it. I thought I'd have to give up some of my sports to be my activities. It controlled my life and controlled my attitude, my focus, my mood, everything was dominated. We talk about lockdown, being locked in your house. That was locked down in my own body because I really couldn't do anything without considering back pain first. I found inversion. The relief I got was temporary, but it lasted longer. It was more effective than anything else I'd done.
And
Look at
by
you.
doing that on a regular basis, I've been pain-free. By the way, that's me running a slalom course. That was shot just a few weeks ago. After, you know, here I am at 82. I'm running the slalom course at 82. I actually went water skiing over 70 times this last summer, many of them in the course. And you know what, Leslie? It was slalom skiing, running the course, that wrecked my back 45 years ago. Here I am at 82, doing the very thing that wrecked my back in my 40s, and I'm absolutely loving it, especially when I can do it with my grandkids.
Oh,
you know, that's what life ought to be.
Absolutely, and God bless you, because, you know, not only do you have the best posture I've ever seen, Roger, and I know you always say, oh, it's my Teeter, and it's the inversion that I do every day, but imagine what you're doing. I swear you've earned your angel wings, because we have a lot of great products at HSN, but, you know, not every product we sell and present here is life-changing, and you've changed people's lives. Roger, would you show them how it kind of folds up for easy, compact storage?
Yes, and then I want to talk about that posture thing that you brought up.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go through this slowly, because there's a lot of people who own the table now who actually don't know how to do this, you know, because it's not intuitive. All right, first of all, you open and run the main shaft all the way up. There's a single hole with it all the way folded. Here's the part that you can't forget. Rotate it opposite of use. Opposite of use. And there you are, folds right up.
Look at that.
And go behind a closet in a couch, or behind a couch in a closet. It springs into action in just a couple of seconds. So that's the trick. Fold it all the way, run the main shaft all the way up and fold it opposite of use. And then again, put it on your height, 4'8" up to 6'6" height set. Posture. So important, you know, because so many of us think we have better posture than we do. You know, we stand in front of the mirror and we're looking at our clothes, looking good, and then we walk away and immediately go to a default posture. I'm going to give you a test. Those of you who think your posture is pretty good, stand against a wall with your heels, a clean wall, no pictures or anything on it, and with your heels about 2 inches away from the wall, and then lean back, and I want you to touch your butt, your shoulders, and your head. And if you can do that, and don't cheat, don't tip your head like that, you got to move it back like this. And I'll bet you find that really difficult to do. That is good posture. Yeah. That's all your body weight being supported by an alignment of bones. This figure has good posture, but as he gets older, he's changing body shape, not gaining weight, he's losing height. And as you lose height, you bulge out in the center. A lot of that middle-age spread is not weight gain, it's internal organs winning the race to the floor. Now, it's a big deal he's lost his figure, yes, but the bigger deal is that the height loss is in the soft tissue of the joints. That's where the flexibility is, the shock absorption, the ability to, in my case, run the slalom course at 82, or snow ski, which is my other favorite sport, you know, or just having a life, you know. Yeah, I want to hit on one point, real quick. Maybe you'll think of some questions to build on this. But we talk so much about back pain, and Teeter deals. You got back pain. Teeter got a very good chance of actually dealing with it very effectively, and by doing that on a regular basis, keeping it off. But for those of you who don't have back pain yet, I'd like you to resolve now to skip the whole thing. You know, it's just, let me put it this way. As we get older, our skin loses elasticity. That's when the wrinkles come. Right. But we know that's coming. So we get ahead of the curve and we start to take care of our skin before that elasticity develops a problem. Your spine, as it ages, loses flexibility. It loses height, it loses flexibility. By a regular program of proper maintenance with a Teeter, you can keep youthful flexibility, youthful function into your retirement years. How many of you have stopped doing something in your 40s, 30s even, 40s, 50s, because you don't have the range of motion, it hurts? That is the long-term effects of gravity combined with perhaps poor posture, too much sitting, that's a big deal, too much sitting, weak muscles and stress. Teeter can help get that youthful flexibility back and help you be able to have youthful function literally into your 80s.
Well, you know, from your mouth to God's ears, but you got to take the step and you got to pick it up today. And that's why we think that this is one of the most important gifts you can buy for yourself. One of the most important life-changing gifts that you can buy for somebody you love. Because if you are that person dealing with back pain or it's somebody you love, you know that it has robbed them of the very quality of their life. They aren't playing on the floor with their favorite cat or their favorite grandchild. They are not going out as often as they'd like. They are not socializing. You are feeling grumpy and moody all day. You know, and it just gets worse and worse because then you sit more, you're not exercising. And so this is almost like a little bit of freedom to be able to feel good. I mean, what would you pay just to get a massage? This is a couple of massages and now you have it in your home and you get that relief in as little, because I think this is one of the things that people are most surprised about, Roger, is that it's 3 to 5 minutes a day. You don't have to sit there for 20 minutes. You don't have to do a whole hour long, like, you know, exercise, right, per se. This is 3 to 5 minutes a day. You know, if you brush your teeth, you take about 3 minutes, 2 minutes, right, brushing your teeth. Just think of it like brushing your teeth. You get on your Teeter FitSpine, you stretch and decompress a little bit. If you want to do it again at night, you decide when you do it. And today, we've got that sale price of over $100 off. You've got the FlexPay to make it easy to bring it home, $65 for anybody watching right here, right now, but you gotta place your order. This could change your life, and I promise you, one of the best made, if not the best made, Roger. And you know, steel construction, UL safety certified, FDA registered class 1 medical device. Roger, 2 pages of indications. If you are one of these people, you know, you've heard of this, you know you're living it. You could be on your way to feeling better, to getting that temporary relief, and the more and more you use it, the better and more decompression you get, right, Roger? This is life-changing.
Right, it's absolutely life-changing, and it is accumulative. You know, it's a stretching thing. It'll help you keep flexible joints and range of motion. You know, it improves flexibility. That's so important when you're in your 80s. You know, in fact, check on the internet, golf and inversion. Golf requires a lot of flexibility, so it's just a good example of what inversion can do, improving flexibility. You'll see an independent study, and you'll be amazed at the improvement in all functions of golf by using a teeter to improve flexibility. You know, our athletes, we have so many athletes using it. We got 16 people on the pro golf circuit. We got at least 100 professional baseball players. We got soccer players. We got All Blacks. Well, that slipped out. The New Zealand rugby. You know, we make a line of equipment for people from 6'6" to 7'6". You can imagine, you know who they are, and they asked us to build the equipment for their athletes because it decompresses. This does something in giving relief for your joints. Let me put it this way. For those of you that follow sports, how many times have top athletes been forced into retirement? And what's the reason? It's almost always joints. It's joints that give them the problem. This is a way to keep all of your weight-bearing joints, not just your spine, but ankles, knees, hips, all the weight-bearing joints. And this is really important. Every joint is being decompressed by exactly the same weight it has to carry. The small joints in the neck are being decompressed by the weight of the head. That's what it's got to carry. The lumbar joints, the big lumbar joints, are being decompressed by 60% of your body weight. That's what it's got to carry. So even though you might be targeting 1 or 2 joints that are a problem, every single weight-bearing joint is getting renewal and rejuvenation and rehydration and getting the nutrition and realignment and flexibility that it needs to keep youthful function.
Absolutely. And Roger, I know that every time, and I've never gone full inversion, but you taught me you don't have to, and you're right. I mean, I'm already feeling stretch and I'm at barely an angle. I love that it's not a big commitment. I set my height, I locked in my feet, I put the tether strap on, and you know, I feel so good already. And every time I've done it with you, I go home and I feel the benefits. Like you just feel awake. You feel like you're taller. It's the strangest thing.
It clears the mind.
Yeah.
It clears the mind. In fact, Andrew Lessman was on one of my HSN shows just a few months ago, and he came on, and I had a chance to ask him on camera, what is the reason he inverts? By the way, he's invert as long as I have. 40 years he's been inverting. And he said, I invert to meditate. It's a way to clear your mind, especially with somebody that's involved in all the science and technology that he does, you know, it's to clear the mind. Riley, my daughter, who's you've done shows with, she said she could not have gotten through the university without 5 minutes of inversion for every 2 hours of study. That oxygen wash to the upper body. It helps clear the mind. It brings nutrition to the brain is only 3% of your body weight, but it needs 25% of your oxygen to be healthy. When you invert, you're getting more blood to your brain. It's a wake up. And in fact, yeah, I know I'm getting carried away, but I'm excited. First time in the morning, I get up and I'm kind of groggy and I kind of sleep curled up, jump on the inversion table, literally 1 minute, my body straightens out and I get an oxygen rush to my brain. It's like 2 cups of coffee without the caffeine. You know, instant wake up.
I feel better already, and I want you to remember, it's $65 tonight to get it home. $65, and you have until the end of January next year to make up your mind, okay? We're gonna hit some of these questions on Facebook, but I want you to remember, tonight at $65, it's the only show of the day. It's free shipping and handling. Just place your order. It will change your life, I promise you. Longest running fitness equipment in the history of HSN, and consistently a customer pick. Today you're at the entry-level price, but you're getting all the upgrades, okay? So normally this is the $450 table. Today we're at $329.95. You only have to pay $65 tonight. I promise you this will change your life, okay? And we can't say that with every product we have here, but you've spent $65 on a handbag. You've spent $65 on a meal, right? I mean, what would you do for that relief? We have the answer for you tonight. It's not a Band-Aid, it's actually getting to the root of the problem, and then the relaxation, and then the unbelievable posture, and then just clearing the mind, because heaven knows, Roger, it's been a rough year. We're all looking for that relaxation. So it's 634-808. We wanna hear a testimonial from Dr. Tantz, and then we're gonna come back and answer some of these Facebook questions. Take a look.
The discs that sit here are like shock absorbers we have on the car. So when you get up in the morning, you may be 6'1". When you go to bed at night, you're actually about 6'1½". You lose 1/4 to 1/2 inch of height as these shock absorbers get squeezed and the water comes out of them. Then when you're asleep, they rehydrate. One of the advantages, I think, of Roger's device is that you can do this during the day too and give yourself kind of a break from the constant pressure on your back and on these shock absorbers to allow them to rehydrate by taking all the pressure off and letting them have some freedom. People that get on a standard routine and do it again and again do far better than people that go for 3 weeks of therapy and then re-injure again in a year, go for 3 weeks therapy. A daily routine, which is what Roger's recommending, I think is a very good way of getting your back in great shape so that as we stay vertical for our lives, we don't start breaking down later on.
And it's not a big commitment, right, Roger?
Not at all, you know. But I want to hit a couple of points that Dr. Tantz mentioned. And by the way, he's a senior orthopedic surgeon at a Trauma One Center in San Diego. But, you know, these dark lines are your discs. As he pointed out, they're fluid-filled shock absorbers, and they're constantly changing their fluid content. When you're upright, they actually lose fluid. They become thinner. You lose height. We all lose, as he mentioned, 3/8 to 1/2 inch of height during the day. That's why your pants get tighter in the afternoon. It's not lunch. You get in the car and adjust the rear view mirror down because you're shorter. That's because these discs lose moisture. The big deal is, that's where your flexibility and shock absorption is, and even more important, these discs, the height of the disc control the size of the opening that a nerve comes through. So a thin disc meets a pinched nerve. So you need to keep these discs well hydrated. This is communication central. It is the mind to body connection. You know, the mind speaks to every part of your body through these nerves. And when you pinch a nerve,
you compromise communication. I can't emphasize how important that is. Sometimes you feel that pain if it's a nerve that goes down the leg or a shoulder, and sometimes you don't feel the pain, but that communication to whatever part of your body that nerve's going to is compromised. When you invert and relax, these discs open up, they rehydrate, they pick up the moisture that they've lost. In fact, by bringing the disc to at or near zero is the secret of why only 3 to 5 minutes can make such a difference, because that increases the rate of hydration so dramatically. And this also corrects posture. Your whole body simply lines up with your head on top of your shoulders, and you come up standing tall, looking better in your clothes, rejuvenated by the oxygen washed to your upper body, and your spine has gotten a break in just 3 to 5 minutes.
So it's 634-808. Remember, Rogers is the only one that is FDA cleared or registered Class 1 medical device. Rogers is the only one you all safety tested for, safety, which is a very big deal when you're planning on doing this inversion. Rogers is the only one 85% assembled, so very easy. And look at this, Roger, because a lot of people still on the fence about this. I mean, that's pretty impressive, your UL safety certification process.
Look, there's a lot of lookalikes. With the 2-3 million tables we've sold, there's a lot of lookalikes. That's 1,200 pounds. There's 300 pounds being cycled 30,000 times. UL says your machine has to do those things, 30,000 cycles on every moving component, 4 times maximum user weight. Remember, 300-pound maximum user weight times 4 is 1,200 pounds. And then it has to go through, this is the tough one, that's 30,000 cycles. Here's the actual test. Look at that, on that, over on the right, there's a vertical line with writing. That is what the UL safety engineers said any inversion table needs to go to in cycles, 30,000, holding 300 pounds. That long blue line, that's us. We went 40,000 cycles and stopped it for time, no breakage. I did sit-ups. Leslie, on that table, after 40,000 cycles, it was still structurally sound. Look at the lookalikes, and they do look alike. They just use the wrong steel. Catastrophic structural failure at roughly 10 or 11% of spec. We went 25-30% over spec with no failure. And you need to understand this, because my background is aircraft. I've been trained in how to engineer out fatigue. And when you're cycling a table, running it back and forth, the structure that holds the table is being worked one way then the other. And if you want to see what ordinary steel does, which is what every other table uses, take a wire coat hanger, that's ordinary steel, and bend it back and forth. You can break it in 1 minute. That is a fatigue failure. We use high carbon steels, heat treated in key components, to engineer out fatigue, because I've been trained how to do that. And Teeter is the only brand that meets the UL specification that they've set up specifically for inversion tables.
That is priceless. I mean, right? We want to be as careful as possible. We want to know that we are on a durable machine or a durable table. 634-808 is your item number. Listen to this, Roger, because a couple of really great comments coming in. Michelle said, for someone on the fence to purchase, what would be the most important benefit as a result of this process? And then before you answer that, Noemi says, that at 48, she's had times where she can't even get out of bed due to lower back and herniated discs. Nothing is working for me. And here's the thing. We make no medical claims on HSN, Roger, but this is specifically for these types of people that are suffering like this, right?
Absolutely. Leslie, FDA, Federal Drug Administration, has cleared Teeter as a Class 1 medical device. And they said Teeter is indicated for those 12 things. And one of them is a herniated disc. That is a big deal. That's like a blowout on a tire. All the soft tissue in the center, which is kind of the consistency of Jell-O, extruding out and putting pressure on nerves. That is extremely painful. Sciatica is a pinched nerve. Whether you're having trouble getting out of bed, I don't know which problem is yours, but it could be any one of these 10. And Teeter deals with all 10. They're indicated, Teeter's indicated under FDA's list
for back pain. Sciatica, again, that's a pinched nerve. Spinal degenerative joint disease. Once more, that's osteoarthritis. It's just a different name. Spinal curvature due to tight muscles. Muscle tension. And then there's a whole nother plate. Herniated disc, degenerative disc disease, spinal stenosis, facet syndrome, muscle spasm. You know, Teeter is indicated for all of those things to give you that temporary relief that you're looking for. And by doing it on a regular basis, you know, that temporary relief, I want to explain that because it lasts, the more you do it, each one lasts longer than the one before. That's the way it worked for me. And I had that debilitating back pain for 5 years that absolutely dominated my life. I had no freedom. Teeter gives you freedom, you know, to have a life. When I found Inversion and started doing it on a regular basis, the relief I got was temporary, but by doing it on a regular basis, those temporaries all ran together, and I became virtually pain-free for the last 40 years, and I'm doing the very things today at 82 that I did that caused my back pain 40 years ago. Running the slalom course and water skiing, snow skiing, these are the things I love to do, and I'm able to do them. Again, I've been out water skiing over 70 times this summer in my 82nd year.
You're so
And that would be
wonderful.
impossible if I didn't have the Teeter to help keep that youthful. There's me running the slalom course. This is only shot a few weeks ago, maybe, yeah, about 2 months ago.
That's so inspiring.
Yeah, but you know, when you these guys, these are my ski buddies, you know, snow or water, but they, you know, when they come over, you got to hang. Believe me, keeping up with them is something else. But this is what retirement ought to be: having a life, doing what you want. I got this little rowboat that I love with a sliding seat, you know, and I get this beautiful lake to row on, and just being able to do what you want to do, and having a life in retirement, and Teeter can help do that if you do it on a regular basis.
Yeah, and so, you know, I keep thinking about how impressive the deal is because, you know, at the end of the day, we know you're holiday shopping right now. This is not only something for you, because a lot of times we buy for everybody else, we forget about ourselves. This is something that's gonna treat you and those back issues and that back pain and all of the reasons the FDA registered this as a Class 1 device. This is indicated for that. So those of you asking, Noemi, Jacqueline, this is what this is specifically for, but multitude of other benefits like stretching, like relaxation. Roger does his pull-ups, his sit-ups on his machine, and you will see, you know, it grows with you. You don't have to invert fully to reap those benefits. And right here, right now, and that price does go up when Roger and Riley are not in town or we're not doing presentations. Everywhere else, and even here, that price will go back to $450. Right now, we are at over $100 off, so $120 savings. And right now, all you have to pay to get it home is $65.99. We buy tons of things. I mean, from bedding to handbags, to a blouse, and we spend the $65 for something that is temporary and really isn't improving the quality of our life. This can improve the quality of your life. I can't say that for every product I present here. This changes your life. I can't say that for every product I present here. So do it today. You know, enough is enough. Get that freedom Roger is talking about. Very easy to place your order. It's 634-808. You can call us, you can download our free app, or you can go to hsn.com. So many great reviews. In fact, you can read them yourself. I have a couple that I printed as well. But remember, you will get your latest model of the FitSpine, okay? So this is an entry-level price, but you're getting all the upgrades today in this model. You're also getting your lumbar support, okay? You're also getting the great little padding for your head, so it really allows you to just, decompress and clear the mind. It's very relaxing. You're getting the 8 pressure nodes, so it's like somebody giving you that deep tissue massage, and you can place them wherever you want on your bed and customize the feel. You're also getting a DVD with 7 of these great routines that were specifically created by a certified physical therapist, and all you pay tonight is $65.99. If you break it down, it's $2 and change a day. You know, I will forego my cup of coffee at the coffee shop to get that relief that really, honestly, that pain is stealing people's lives. So let's take a listen to this testimonial. We've got Bob ready to give his testimonial. Place your order and come back. Your life will change. Take a listen.
I love to golf. I walk 18 holes of golf every Sunday. I was hurting all the time. And golf was a chore. I wasn't hitting the ball that well. I saw the Teeter commercial and I saw one of the guys saying, you know, he inverts and he gets out and he plays. I'm like, okay, I'll try it. After like 10 or 12 days, I was fully inverting and I'm flexing on it. And I'm like, wow, you know, it's giving your spine a mini vacation because you're taking all that pressure off of it, letting it stretch out. It's given me a lot of motion back. My pain is reduced. My outlook is great. And I'm hitting the ball the best I've hit since I've been playing golf, you know, since I was 30. I'm jazzed. I'm just, you know. Every Saturday we take the grandkids for like 5 or 6 hours, and pretty much anything they want to do, I can keep up with them, and that's huge. I mean, that's quality of life. That's big stuff. You can't buy that. I mean, and that's what you want to do. Teeter helps me lead the physical life I want to live. I don't just endorse stuff unless it's made a big change in my life, and this is one of the things that's made a big change in my life.
I mean, these are real testimonials.
He's a big guy.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead,
he's a big guy. You know, it's certified up to 300 pounds, and that's with a 400% safety factor. UL says it must hold 1,200 pounds, and our table actually holds 1,400 typically. But it is rated up to a 300-pound user weight. And this is for the whole family. I want this to be clear. Let's say somebody in the family has got a stress issue. Well, actually, you don't have to go beyond any, you know, a 10, 15-degree angle to get rid of stress. It clears the mind. It improves posture, improves flexibility. If you've got back pain, well, you need to work up to a little more angle. You can use the traction handles to mechanically push and decompress your body if you're only comfortable with a shallow angle, or take the pre-angle security strap off, go to this angle, which this is the magic angle. You'll elongate 1 to 2 inches. This deals with all of the other back pains. This is adequate for the herniated discs and the sciatica. And now full inversion, you saw Donna going to full inversion. You don't need to go here. But believe it or not, 50% of regular invertees do, because you've got extra freedom. You know, you've got the flexibility of a much younger person. You can move around. You're you know, a couple inches longer than you were otherwise. And you know, you can also turn the Teeter into a workout station. This is the toughest crunch on the planet. You know, inverted squats, sculpt the glutes, strengthen the hamstrings. You know, when you're over 82, it's functional fitness that counts. That means joints that you work. By the way, these traction handles, an extra plus, if you got everything balanced right and you're in the lock position, you just push on the end of the handles, very end, relax your body, and it's a push button release out of the inverted lock position. You know, when you're over 82 like I am, it's functional fitness that counts. That means joints that work so you keep up with the grandkids. And even though you don't jump when you get off the table, you'll feel like you can.
Oh, I love when you do that. That's my favorite thing. Here's the thing, you guys. Remember, everywhere else, this Teeter FitSpine, the latest model, you're going to pay $450. Everywhere else. Right here, right now, over $100 off, so $120 savings. Remember, you only have to pay that first credit card flex pay. $65.99 gets it home. And that's it. Free shipping and handling. That's another $40 savings. This is 634-808. Just do it. Do it today. Enough is enough. Get your life and your freedom back. And if this doesn't give you the relief you are praying for, you send it back. You have extended holiday returns. That applies to your Teeter FitSpine. So you have until the end of January to make up your mind to fall in love with all those benefits. And I do have one final question. And maybe, Rocky, you can show this again, because Rogers is the only FDA registered class 1. Okay, so take a look at this. Because, Roger, Larry wanted to know if this would help a teenager who has scoliosis. Do you think?
Well, it says spinal curvature due to tight muscles. You know, so many of our teenagers have poor posture from those small screens and too much sitting. You know, it's, you know, scoliosis is a specific thing you'd have to check with this doctor. But as far as improving posture, straightening the body out,
yes, it'll do that in just a couple of minutes if you relax.
It will change your life. Durable steel construction. Remember, Roger was first and foremost an aeronautical engineer, so he designed one that is UL safety tested. You will love the durability. You will love just the relaxation. And if you are dealing with back pain and back issues, and yes, we always say check with your doctor first, Roger, this will change your life.
Absolutely. You know, you've got to be curious what a teeter can do for you. You can't live on this planet more than 20 years and not know what gravity's doing to you. It's stealing your posture, your figure, your flexibility. It's making you move old. You're giving away your age by how you move. Get rid of that, get some youthful function back, and get your life back. This is freedom. Freedom to do what you want to do.
I love it. And you know what? A gift for you, a gift for somebody you love. Knock their socks off, and you know, that peace of mind knowing you're doing something good for your body. You're not just reaching for the medicine cabinet. You're not putting a Band-Aid on it, right, Roger? So thank you very much for joining me. I always love seeing you. You're such an inspiration. Have a great evening, okay?
Thank you, Leslie.
Thank you, Roger. Roger will be back at 9 a.m. tomorrow, everybody.